1 month ago, I started learning Korean completely on my own and without much of a plan. In that time, though, I made a lot of progress and have changed my resources a couple times, so I wanted to make an update video on my Korean progress, and I hope to do more of these update videos in the future. So, the first thing that I want to talk about is the textbook. So, in my previous video, I talked about how I was using this beginner Korean textbook, and I tried it out for a couple of days, but I actually ended up ditching it because I don't think it's that comprehensive in terms of what it teaches. So if I can just scroll down to the first chapter, you'll see that it has vocabulary words here, but doesn't give the English definitions for them. Now, this is a sort of a dual material sort of thing. There is a YouTube playlist, but I just find it kind of weird that there isn't any English vocabulary. So it just makes it a lot more awkward to learn. And for that reason, I decided to ditch this textbook. And instead, first of all, in order to learn the phonetics, I use the same YouTube channel as the course. So in order to learn the phonetics, I looked, make sure I'm on the right screen. Yes, you can see that. So there's these 7 videos by Professor Yoon, and I went over these videos in 2 days. Now, it's not really possible to learn the entire phonetic system in 2 days, to have that material cement itself in my head. But I went over these 7 videos in 2 days, and that's how I learned the Hangul. And as a side note, I've been documenting all my progress on my language learning tracker, and I've learned Korean for every single day in the month. So you can see here the first 2 days where I was using the textbook. And after that, I decided to take a Coursera course. So I found this online, of course. This is a 5-week course, but I actually completed it in 11 days. So it's a beginner Korean course. And the way I completed this five-week course in 11 days is by watching the videos at 2x speed. As I've said before, I watch all my English YouTube at 2x speed. So watching these videos at 2x speed wasn't that big of a deal. So that was very good course. And after I completed this course, I decided to, a little bit later on, I decided to put those vocabulary words into Anki. So I was a little bit hesitant about using Anki because I didn't want to fall into the same trap as I did before, where I was using Anki more than actually immersing. But what I did was, there's these PDFs that this course gives you, and I just copied and pasted the words and the vocabulary words. Some are sentences, as you can see here, but you have a lot of basic vocabulary words that are in this Anki deck. And of course, later I'll be suspending this because I won't need it, but it's just to get my vocabulary up originally. Let's see. So after I completed this course, I decided to look at some beginner immersion content. So first of all, you might remember a little over a year ago, I did an interview with Ben, who had very, very amazing Spanish. His Spanish was so good that even native speakers were fooled. We still keep in touch, and he's learning Korean as well. And what he recommended to me was this YouTube channel, Comprehensible Input Korean. And this is basically beginner Korean content that is taught through, immersion. So what I went through was this playlist right here, Complete Zero Beginner Korean Course. And this is 9 videos on very, very basic Korean. And he does this through immersion. So things like numbers, colors, animals, and things like that. And it's had a really big impact in my learning, and I feel like it's really working. So let's see here. I actually have a Word doc. Make sure I'm covering everything right. So I talked about how I ditched textbook. I learned the Hangul, finished the 5-week course in 11 days, and then on January 19th, which was around a week after I finished my Coursera course, I started my Anki deck for Korean and put all of those vocabulary words into Anki. And yes, I started watching this YouTube channel for beginner Korean immersion. And the cool thing is, I think this immersion thing is really working because on January 29th, which is 2 days ago, I had a dream where I saw a Korean Hangul on a billboard. And I swear, it's like, I swear like it has to be a coincidence or something because the word that I saw on the billboard was Rosia, which means Russia. It's kind of funny because Russian was supposed to be the language that I was planning on learning after Spanish and Mandarin, but instead I changed it to Korean. So that's kind of funny how that works. So something that I didn't actually, I can probably, yeah, I'll keep it on the screen. So something I didn't expect with this language was how having knowledge in Mandarin helped me know some of the words in Korean already. So for example, the Korean word for, I can zoom in. The Korean word for park is Gongyuan, I think. I think that's how you pronounce it. But in Mandarin, it's Gongyuan. Basically, the very, very similar pronunciation. With library, it's Tosa Kwan, but in Mandarin, it's Tushu Guan. Again, similar pronunciation. The way you say Japan in Korean is something like Ilbon, which is, of course, Urban in Mandarin. So a lot of these Korean words are basically taken or derived from Mandarin characters. So of course there's some shared history there that I guess I'll learn in the future. So another thing that Mandarin has helped me with in terms of Korean is the number system, specifically the Sino-Korean number system, because I feel like the general sound of the number sounds exactly or very similar to the Mandarin numbers. Like if you take the number san in Mandarin, it's sam. If you take par, which is 8, then it's ba. So I feel like the first letter of the word matches up pretty much, and this even goes into if you're constructing numbers above 10, how you put like if you're saying like 36, you'd say 3, 10, 6. That sort of structure with it. I already knew that structure from Mandarin. So the Sino-Korean number system was pretty easy to learn. Another thing that Mandarin helped me with was the measure words, like the measure words in Korean of ke and myung. Those are pretty trivial. I guess not in terms of memorizing them, but understanding what the purpose of a measure word is. So Mandarin helped me with all of those things. So I think I might have talked about this. So probably 5 or 6 years ago, this was like late 2018 and 2019. I used to dabble in a lot of languages. I guess while I was originally learning Spanish and Mandarin, I was dabbling in a lot of languages like French, Italian, and a little bit of German and Japanese. So I remember I did this on Duolingo. So I remember this one sentence when I was doing like 3 or 4 lessons of Japanese on Duolingo. I remember this one sentence, and forgive my pronunciation, the sentence was something like "Watashi wa America jin desu," where "wa" was like "i" or "ga" in Korean, and "des" is like "ieo." So again, I don't speak Japanese. I only took like three or 4 lessons of Duolingo, Japanese Duolingo many years ago, but I still remember that sentence structure, and it's kind of cool how I guess Korean and Japanese have that same sort of inverted sentence structure. I'm sorry for the people who speak Japanese or learning Japanese, because I know I totally screwed up the pronunciation there. All right, so the things that are very hard with this language are the native number system. So something that's cool about some number system is that I actually, probably 6 or 7 years ago, I used to take Taekwondo classes, and at the beginning of every class, we had to recite the Korean number system, or the numbers 1 through 10 in Korean, and it was the native number system. So I kind of already knew these, but I couldn't, like, if you told me to say a specific number, I wouldn't be able to do it. Or I should rephrase that. If you told me to recite the numbers in order from 1 to 10, I could do it. But I couldn't say a specific number from 1 to 10 without like counting up. So I guess a difficult part of this number system is that every interval of 10, like 20, 30, and 40, and so on up to 100, those are all irregular. So it's not as trivial as the Sino-Korean number system. And a very, very annoying part about this language is that, of course, it uses two number systems. So I have to, whenever I see a number, I have to immediately think, which number system do I use? It's so annoying. And especially with telling time. Why in the world do you tell time with two different number systems? I feel like when they were inventing this language, they thought that would be some cruel joke to use two different number systems. But yeah, that's very, very annoying that there's two different number systems tell the time. I do have some difficulties with e/ga and un. So I believe that e/ga emphasizes the subject, while un emphasizes I can't remember if it's called the topic or the object. But the reason why this is so confusing is because I've heard both yogi ga and yogi nun. Like, so it's a little bit confusing that I hear both of those, but I guess understanding those will come with time. So I guess what's next is I found this website called howtostudykorean.com, and this is the website. It seems pretty comprehensive. Everything is free online, and I'll probably be going through this as my main sort of grammar resource and I guess vocabulary resource as well. So I plan on taking all the vocabulary from this website and turning them into Anki cards, and also maybe even taking the Korean sentences and turning them into Anki cards as well. So I'll plan on, again, this is all new for me, so I might change this in the future, but for now, I plan on going through this website and studying it as supplementary resource to my immersion. I had one more thing. Yes, so Anki cards. No, yeah, I already talked about that. Anki cards. So that's everything. Yeah, I think that's everything I wanted to talk about. This language is very fun. It's a lot more fun than I would have expected. Like even I could actually turn my camera back. It's kind of funny, like 2-3 months ago. Actually, I kind of decided that I would be learning Korean probably by mid-November. But it's cool to think that like even 3 months ago, I never thought I'd be learning this language next. And I've already fallen in love with it, with the way the sounds work, with the way the particles work. From watching that, from taking the Korean, the Coursera course, this one, actually, no, you can't see that. This Coursera course right here. I guess I've kind of realized that the particles have a higher intonation than the rest of the sentence. Like if you're saying yogi ga, the ga is higher. It's not all flat. So yeah, I've fallen in love with this language, and I plan on spending a lot more time to get good at it. And I'm surprised that there's a lot of Mandarin words, or I guess etymologies, is that the right word? A lot of relationships between Mandarin and Korean. So that does help a lot. I think that's everything I wanted to say. So like the video, subscribe, dislike. Just kidding, you can't see the dislikes. Yeah, do all that stuff. And I hope to see you in the next video. See you.